Alright guys, probably like the king of all butt exercises is going to be one version of a squat or another. But not everybody is ready for it. You really should be pretty good at some of the other exercises that I've shown you, the hip bridge series. But one way to really diagnose and make sure that you get a good butt exercise out of a squat is to watch what your knees do. Okay? When people squat, they do a lot of crazy things with their knees, but one thing that we'll see that's going to tell us that they're not using their glutes enough is if their knees go in when they go down, alright? Or they don't track outside. If you watch my knees and my first two toes should be lined up, right, as I go down, right? So one of the things that we like to have people do when they're squatting to help them use their glutes a little bit more is to think of your shoulders as kind of a box, right, or a long rectangle. Right? And we want to make sure that you take your feet and we move them outside of that long rectangle, and as we move them out, you start to move your toes out too. So you could see that now my feet are outside of that shoulder box and my toes are turned out. Because the idea is when we squat down that you should be able to push your knees out and back before you stand back up. Right? And when we do that, that opens up your groin and that makes you, it facilitates your glutes to actually do their job. So one more time from the side, just looking at your glutes and looking at your hips and what they do, your knees are going to go out, your hips are going to go lower than your knees, and you're going to stand up real tall. When you stand up, it's kind of like this cat here. When he gets scared, when he gets yelled at, he takes his tail and boom, sticks it right back in between. So he's standing up real tall. When I'm watching somebody squat, the thing that I'm really looking for is making sure that in my head I could see the same amount of weight on the front half of your body as the back half of your body. And that's going to kind of dictate, you know, if things are going the right way. So if you look at me, kind of use my ears like they call it a plumb line. Is it going to divide my body in half? As we go down again, hips go back, chest is up, and then standing real tall. Okay? So there's a quick diagnosis of, are you using your glutes when you squat? In the next video, I'm going to show you, what happens if you're not. Okay? All right. Hope that helped.